Today, I'll share the top 5 ways to grow e-commerce sales fast. No matter what business you're in, improving your customer's experience is the master key to unlocking growth. For now, I'll cover these at a high level. In future videos, we'll get into lots more detail, so be sure to subscribe to this channel for e-commerce advice each week. Okay, let's get started. Here are the top 5 ways to boost e-commerce sales fast. Number 1, know your audience. This is the first and most important step. If you want to grow your audience, you've first got to know your audience. In this case, I'm not talking about individual people, but in the aggregate. You've got to recognize the ideal customer for your business. And there's no better measure of this than in the growth of your customer file. Now, some companies say our ideal customer is anyone. But let's be honest, that's not a great answer. If you target anyone, you'll waste a fortune trying to reach everyone. And come on, who wants to blow their marketing budget? You really need to know your target audience. The reason for this is twofold. First, you've got to have some idea of who's likely to shop again, and more important, who can turn a profit over time. If you don't know your audience, you'll waste marketing dollars on one-off transactions. You might even lose money with each order. The second reason to know your audience is to better serve their wants and needs. And you just can't do that well for someone you don't know. But once you've got your audience figured out, you can answer some important questions. Questions like, what products appeal to them? When are they most likely to order? What's more important to them, selection, service, or savings? Who influences them? What triggers an impulse to buy? The better you know your audience, the more likely you'll make them a customer for life. So that's the first step. Know your audience so you can grow the customer file. What's the next step? Well, this might sound crazy, but I suggest you focus on the end of the customer journey and work back. Before you do marketing outreach, make sure that you can lead prospects into a lasting relationship with your business. With that in mind, here's the second way to grow e-commerce fast. Step 2, keep your customers. If you want customers to order more, you need them to come back. Customer retention online depends on a good experience after the last order was placed. Retention is measured by the number of repeat customers, people who come back to order from you again. What keeps these customers? Well, it's the things they remember from the last experience. For example, were they notified with a tracking number when the previous order shipped? Did the package show up when expected? Did the product detail page accurately describe the item received? If they had an issue, was it easy to get help? Was your return policy clear and reasonable? Have you got more to offer for the next purchase? How the experience goes will determine if a customer buys again. And honestly, if you can't get customers to shop with you again, then your online business is like a boat with a big hole. High customer churn is a leak that can sink you. So make a lasting impression, one that your customers will want to repeat. Now on to step 3. Convert your shoppers. Your shoppers are the guests who put items in a cart. But a cart's not an order yet. So once a shopper starts to check out, you need to make sure they finish. This step is measured in the number of orders. If you want more orders, you need to convert more shoppers. Amazon has this down cold with Prime membership and one-click checkout. Taking all the friction out of checkout turns a lot of Amazon shoppers into impulse buyers. It's just too easy. Want to be more like Amazon? Then you've got to realize that once a shopper starts the checkout flow, every click, every keystroke, every moment counts. Friction is not your friend. Some examples: can shoppers buy without a username and password? Can they save items for later purchase? Are shipping rates clear and reasonable? Are payment options like PayPal offered? Are checkout questions limited to what's really needed? Do issues with the technology slow them down? Look, if shoppers put stuff in the cart, it's a pretty good bet they came to purchase. So when they're ready, don't make it hard to pull the trigger. Make it easy. Find ways to whisk them through checkout. You'll get a lot more from your efforts to acquire them. Okay, now on to step 4. Engage your guests. It's no surprise that for e-commerce sites, the best measure of engagement is the carts created. If you want more carts, engage your guests. Now, who are guests? Guests are visitors that arrive with an intent to do something. Guests don't bounce. Their visit wasn't a mistake. So if you engage them, you have a reasonable chance of getting them to shop. Now, guests can come from lots of sources. They might come from an email or a social media post. They might come from an ad, a link, or a bookmark. But however they came, at some point, your guest made a conscious decision to visit your website for the products, services, or content you offer. So be a good host. Use every opportunity to engage your guests so they click around your site and put items in the cart. With each click, help them land where they'd expect. Help them find the right stuff when they search. Provide them a site that's simple to use from the moment they arrive. Anticipate their next move and make it easy. The reward for making it easy is that they add items to their cart. Now, it might take a few visits before they're ready to check out. But if you made it easy, they're more likely to come back to buy from you and not your competitor. So let's review. Step 1, know your audience to grow your customer base. Step 2, keep your customers so they order again. Step 3, convert your shoppers so you get more orders. Step 4, engage your guests so they create a cart. And that brings us to the 5th step that every marketing person is waiting for. Step 5, attract more visitors. In the previous steps, we improved the customer journey. All of that lays the groundwork for a more profitable marketing program. And the measure of good marketing is qualified site traffic. What's qualified site traffic? It's traffic that browses categories and searches the catalog. It's traffic that views items and consumes content. It's traffic that bookmarks pages and shares links. It's traffic that follows on social and subscribes to email. It's traffic that's ready to be engaged. There's so much to unpack on this topic, and LinkedIn limits us on time. I can't wait to share more on digital marketing. But for now, let's recap. By knowing your audience, keeping customers, converting shoppers, engaging guests, and attracting visitors, you'll have every base covered to grow online sales fast. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and pass it along. Or leave a comment. I'd love to hear some of your ideas. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more videos on e-commerce. See you next time.